What's up, everybody? Serial Entrepreneur here, and in today's episode, we're going to talk about pricing structure for your social media or digital marketing agency. All right, guys, so it's pretty simple. We're going to talk about pricing structures today. I got a lot of questions about pricing and what services to be offering, how I should price my services, or how you guys should be pricing your services. And so that's what we're going to go into, and it's pretty basic. Not basic, but very simple to understand. And what you really want to focus on is three things. What is your service offering? So what are the services you offer your customers? What is the value of the services you're offering? And then how much time is it going to take you to complete the services that you're offering your clients? So if you have $1,000 customer a month, you don't want to be spending 40 hours a week on their social media. Why? That's a full week's worth of work. At least that's what the minimum for full-time is considered to be. And so if you're spending 40 hours to make $1,000 in revenue, you're not going to be making a ton of profit there. And the reason why is you're actually going to be working for like $7, $8 an hour. And the goal in this industry and in this business is to get to where you're making at least 20 to 30 an hour, at least. Okay. So what you want to do is, like I said, focus on those three areas and make sure that when you get these customers that you're allotting the proper amount of time to the revenue that you earned off of them. Because another thing to keep in mind is when you have $1,000 in revenue, you have to take off about 30 to 40% of that off the top of that $1,000 to cover expenses and taxes. Those are the two big things that you're going to be paying for. And so, keeping that in mind, if you make $1,000 off of a customer in a month, you're really only pulling in for yourself about $600. And that's not even considering you putting money back into the company for reinvestment to grow, which you do have to do in the beginning. So in all reality, you're probably only pulling off about $450, $500 if you're putting any money back into your business. So those are things to keep in mind. But other than that, you just need to set up a basic structure. Now, one thing to also keep in mind is the fact that Google is a great tool for helping you with your business in the beginning because it's free and structuring things. So you need to set up a plan. At least, you can do it in Microsoft Word, or you can do it on Google. Where I prefer Google because you can store everything in the cloud. And it doesn't take up a ton of space, and they have all the proper software that you need to actually get the basics going. So they have PowerPoint presentations, they have Word documents, Excel. So get on Google Drive if you're not getting that, but get organized with your company and set up everything where you can actually read through it and see it. Now, the next important thing to keep in mind is that marketing, and especially digital marketing, it's different for every single business. No one business is the same. So even if it's two restaurants and maybe they're two pizza restaurants, that doesn't matter as far as their marketing campaign is concerned. Now, the general idea is the same, but each individual strategy is going to be different. So for example, if a pizza restaurant serves better to a specific community here, say an older community here, but a different pizza restaurant in this area serves better to a younger audience, then you have to keep that in mind, because Snapchat might be great for the younger audience pizza restaurant, but it's probably not going to be the best for the older audience restaurant. So you have to keep those things in mind. So you set up a basic structure and then you customize it for each business. So we're going to go through that now. So as you can see, start off with the $9.97 a month tier. This is my basic tier. You don't want to take in too many customers below this amount. And it's like I said before, if you're doing $500 clients, you have to get 7 to 8 $500 clients for you to even be making a decent amount. And you're probably only making about $200 or $2,000 at that point, because you have to consider all the taxes and all the expenses that go into each one of those, unless you don't have any overhead, which I don't imagine happening. So that's the thing you want to keep in mind. The reason why you are selective on your clients is because it helps you generate revenue at a rate where you can grow your company as well. So $9.97 a month here. It's pretty easy. I mean, social media, and these are the features of the package: social media management, website consulting and revision, email consulting. Super simple. And this is all I handle in this 3-tier package. Now, the cool thing is, if I needed to, I could substitute one of the items in there. So say I wanted to do SEO, or a customer needed to focus on SEO, but they also wanted to keep the social media. I could easily take out website consulting and email consulting and add in SEO, and it would still probably be worth my time to do it at $9.97 a month. I might charge an extra $100 or $200 because I have some software that I pay for SEO, and also I hire people to do on-site and off-site SEO building for me. So those are expenses that I incur, but I can generally keep it around $9.97 for something like that. Or maybe I just do less on the social media and focus a lot more on SEO if that's what the business wants and if that's what I think is going to be best for them as well. So you have to just set a basic structure so people can see what you offer, and so that way you have something to kind of refer back to. But in this one, you can see social media management, website consulting and revision, email consulting. So social media management, I do up to 3 platforms, and it depends on what the business needs, like I said. So say they don't really need any website consulting and revision at all. I'll completely forget about that, let them handle that, and I'll do email consulting and I'll do social media management. So maybe I do 3 platforms there instead of 2, All right, so going down, all the platforms that I offer, you can see all these listed here. It's pretty basic, all of the major platforms that anybody would use. And then you have service features. So Facebook, what I do, strategy creation, strategy and theme creation, marketing approach, collaboration over goals, all of that. Then we do content development and management for them, where you can see I do the layout, cover photo, business info, page button, all of the basic info of the page. How many posts I do a month, 15 to 20. Now this doesn't include any ad budget, so I'm not actually spending any money on advertising in this package. This is just posting, and they need to be aware of that, because advertising is really where, like, if you actually take, even just $3 to $4 a day and put it behind the post that you're posting, you're going to do a lot more than if you just posted 15 to 20 times per month and didn't put any ad dollars behind it. That's the whole point. Quick little tip for you guys, and not many people know this, but when I worked at the company in Jacksonville, the big corporation, one of the big things that they were taught by Facebook, because they were a huge partner with Facebook, and one of the things they were taught was the algorithm for Facebook. So when you post a post through a Facebook page or through a business page, the amount of people that are going to see that post is 6% of the total audience that likes your page. Excuse me, there's pollen season in Georgia. Call it yellow snow here because it literally covers everything, so it might be clearing my throat a little. But what you want to focus on is that 6%. That is not a lot of people. So say a business page only has 500 likes. That's not even, 10% is 50 likes. So barely half of that, they're about 30% or 30 likes. So 30 of those people basically will see that post originally. And it's probably going to be the 30 people who are most involved with your page already. Why? Because they're constantly already checking the page for updates. So you're not really hitting any new audiences there. And you're not even hitting the people that like your page that aren't engaged with your page that you could be selling to, that have already expressed an interest in your product. So it's a really big thing to keep in mind, 6%. And that's without any likes, shares, all of that. Obviously, that attracts more engagement. That's called organic engagement. But paid engagement gets it off like that. Okay, so it doesn't have to be the most outstanding content ever, but if you put some dollars behind it, it'll hit the people that it still matters to. So that's the difference. But in the post, I do images, written content, and design. Pretty simple. Or video if they're short videos. And then once a month, I'll do a contest, or once every 2 months, depending on the company and what their financial needs are, and as far as whether it's going to be effective or not. But you develop the campaign, manage the Facebook ad spend. You need to do at least $100, and then create email capture point. So that's all pretty much it from there. Also, one thing to keep in mind is I don't do the ad spend for them. There is no ad spend in this. If they want to do the contest with an ad spend, they have to pay the extra $100 on top of the $9.97. So I would, in the customer packet, this is my internal document. So in the customer packet, I would make sure to include the fact that if they wanted to do the contest, they have 2 versions. They can do the free version, or they can pay $100 and get 20 times more traction. And you need to sell that to them, and remind them, like, even off that $100, say, look, I'm not making anything off this $100. I'm putting all $100 into a Facebook ad spend, and it's going to blow this campaign up. Let them know that. It's important. Next is Instagram. I'll move this down a little bit. So brand management, which is all the page info, images, video creation. You can see I do 15 to 20 images a month. I'm not doing one every day. And then community engagement. So I get involved with their accounts and people who are commenting, reviewing, doing that kind of stuff. Next is Twitter. Same kind of stuff. I mean, you set up the page, 15 to 20 posts a month, community engagement, get involved with likes, shares, hashtags, all of that. And then the last thing that's a little different, building lists. And if you're not familiar with building lists, definitely look into building lists on Twitter. There's tons of good information out there. Google Plus, you can see right here, same thing. And actually, I include Google Plus for every package that I do. So I don't even include it as one of the up to 3. I don't include it as that. I automatically put it in there. And why? Google is one of the best things you can do for your business. If you don't have it set up on Google Plus, you definitely need to, as far as SEO goes. I mean, it's a Google product. You need to be on Google products. So that's number one. Number two is you can actually just syndicate your Facebook content. People don't check Google that much. They don't get on their Google Plus for social search and social interaction. They just don't. There's a little bit of a young audience that does, but not too many do. So you can easily just repost the same content from your Facebook page to your Google page. Super easy. Doesn't really take any time or thought, and it's great for your SEO. It's great for building your list as well and managing your maps and stuff like that. YouTube, if this is one of the package or products I put in that, I do 1 to 3 videos a month. I set up the channel. You can see how simple this is. Community management, you need to figure out what services, each product is going to require basically to fulfill. So that's, I mean, just think through all of these things. It's really not difficult. You have to think what you're going to be doing for each product. So make a list of each individual product, so Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and then say, okay, what can I do? Go to the site, look at it, say, what can I do to improve the business? And then look at what other people are doing. Really simple. LinkedIn, Snapchat, and Pinterest, super easy because not too many businesses are going to use these. And if they are, they're usually very niche focused. And by that, I mean by their demographic or their customer profile, whatever they're trying to hit. So Snapchat is obviously mostly going to be a younger audience, even though the older audience is finally starting to get into Snapchat more and more. But for right now, it's heavily focused in the younger audience. So all of this is super simple. I mean, you really can't see how it could be complicated. Homepage analysis, this is for website consulting and revisions. Homepage analysis, sales funnel analysis, contact form analysis, social analysis, so whether their social icons are at the top of the page or if they're even visible to begin with. A site audit, which just goes into everything about their site, their call to actions, their sales funnels, everything like that. And then communication with my webmaster for changes. So as you can see, I don't actually do anything on their website. I am giving them basically consultation or advice on what they should be doing from a marketing perspective on their website. That'll help out a lot. So I basically go to their webmaster, the person who handles their webpage, and say, look, I've made a list of all these things. You change all these things, your website's going to be good. And that's it. It's super easy. And then on a monthly basis, you just do that. And you say, look, I see you posted these pictures. Maybe you should try some content like this. I have a new idea for your website. Why don't you try this? Keep constantly giving. So after the first month, don't just give up on it. Definitely keep trying to look for new trends, new ways to help their website improve. And then email consulting. I'll set up their MailChimp or their active campaign, whatever I think is going to be better for them. And then I give them a basic walkthrough of how to use the product so that way they can do it themselves. I give them guidance on building newsletters and then guidance on building vlogs and blogs or dispersing blogs and vlogs through their email consulting or email marketing platform. I'll also help them out with if they need help with automation, just giving them advice on what to do, drip campaigns, advice, anything that's advice based. That's what I'll do for the email consulting package. And that's it for $9.97. Super easy. Shouldn't take, it should take maybe, in the first month, it'll take a little longer because you're doing account setup. That's fine. But in on an average month, it should take anywhere from 10 to 15 hours to do all the work for that. And that's if you're doing it yourself. Once you get to the point where you're growing enough and you're making enough revenue to pay for people to do this stuff, it shouldn't take you but an hour or two for each business, because you're managing, you're divvying out the tasks that have to be done instead of trying to take it all on yourself, which takes obviously more time. So the next package is $24.97. I don't do a $2,000 package. I try to include more value, and by that, I think that people will want to, even if they're a little tight and only wanted to spend $2,300, they'll reconsider because they see the value that it's going to bring if they just put that extra few $100s in a month. So features are social media ad spend and management, website consulting and revision, SEO, and email management. So you can see the only difference really is email management, or not email management, but the ad spend and SEO. Actually, sorry, email management is different. We're not just doing consulting at this package. So we'll break it down. Social media management, platforms, up to 3 platforms managed at this tier. Nothing really changing too big. Service features are Facebook. We're actually going to up the posts to 20 to 25. Contests we're still going to be doing. Fanpage development, and then Facebook ad spend are the two big ones. So Fanpage development, this is where, say it's like a Dick's Sporting Goods or an athletic store. What we're going to do is we're going to create a fan page around different niche markets that they service. So say one market would be rock climbers. We would create a fan page about rock climbing and then promote content about rock climbing. And then we're going to put that out there, try and get people to engage with this page. And then through that page, once we build a following, we'll actually promote more ads to targeted groups of followers from that business. So if it's a Dick's Sporting Goods and they sell rock climbing equipment, that fan page will be focused on rock climbers and rock climbing fanatics, and then we'll target rock climbing equipment ads to those fans. It's a really great way to get targeted ads, and a lot of people aren't doing this, but it's a really, really intuitive way to reach out to niche markets and to get real success. So you can see profile cover photo, about info, and then we'll post twice a week and start building up the page and getting involved and engaged with people who are interested in that kind of stuff. Facebook ad spend, this is the big difference. I'm going to be doing about a total of $400. So that's anywhere from $10 to $20 a day, depending upon the post and what type of content we're trying to push out. Now it's like I said, going to be the biggest benefit because you're actually pushing it out and paying for Facebook to put it in front of people. So built the right way, managed the right way, you can actually make a ton of money. Do it the wrong way though, you're actually going to be wasting a lot of money. So next is Instagram. We changed the post amount 20 to 25. Community involvement, all that's still the same. And then Instagram ad spend is another little bit of a difference here. And that's only if it pertains to the customer, because not everybody can really benefit from Instagram ad spend yet, but it is good for certain businesses. So if you don't end up doing an Instagram ad spend, you take that budget, or I take that budget and I put it back into Facebook. So they would get 500 as opposed to 400. And then we just wouldn't do any Instagram ads. But I like to include Instagram ads if it works. And just not a ton. Remember that Facebook is going to be way better for conversion as far as ad spending. Twitter, 20 to 25 posts, community engagement, list building, all of the good stuff. Oh, and one thing that I don't have included on this that I guess I probably should for my own, but I included on the customer package. But one big part is going to be analytics and reporting. You need to be doing, monthly analytics for if they want it. Now, not everybody's going to look at it, so can have that conversation with them. You want me to send you monthly updates or monthly Facebook analytics, or are you even going to be able to understand it? Should I just call you and we'll have a conversation about your analytics? But you need to set that. You need to set that up with your clients for sure. It's a big conversation to have, and it's important for restructuring and continuing to grow the way your ads work with your customers. So next, Google Plus, like I said, it's included. YouTube, we're doing 1 to 3 videos a month. So we've upped it by 1 more. It just depends on the business. But if not, I'll usually start including it anyways because we set up to 3 services. So it just depends on the business. And then same thing for LinkedIn, Snapchat, and Pinterest. Website consulting and management. Oh, I guess we, so we are doing management at this level. Sorry. Um, Blog, we're going to do 1 to 2 blogs a month, and that's pretty much the only thing you're changing. So as far as that, you don't really have to do too much. So I guess by management, I don't even know why I have management. That's what I thought. I'm not doing management at this level. Blog content, basically. Cool. And that's going to be the big difference here. So it's still consulting and revisions, but I am going to start writing a blog article once a month for them. Sorry about the confusion, guys. All right, email management. This is the last one, and this is where we're going to be doing a big difference for them too. So we're not only doing all of the setup for them, but we're going to start integrating it with their website and their social media pages. We're going to start creating lists and templates for them for their newsletter. We're going to start dispersing the newsletter and the blogs, and we integrate it with contests, all kinds of stuff, building out automation, drip campaigns. You know, that is the big stuff that works here. So that's what we're actually going to be doing. And then SEO. Now, SEO it's really easy. People think it's so difficult, but it really is easy once you do the research about how it works. So do the research about how SEO works. You don't have to become a professional. I know how to do some of this stuff because I used to do it for my own sites, but you know, it really isn't that complicated, and you don't have to really know too much code to know how to do this. So claim listing and review sites, I recommend Yext or Vendasta. These are two, basically they do it automatically for you. You give them the information, they automatically submit it to all of these different review or listing sites. And it includes listening with the software, which is another really important thing. So when people are leaving comments or reviews about your business on other websites that you're not checking in on daily, you can actually go in and respond if you get a negative or a positive review, which you want to be doing. So it's a really cool tool. I recommend Vendasta if you have a limited budget, just because they allow you, I think it's like 2,500 accounts, and it's $250 a month when you join their partner program. Yext, I think, is 300 a month, and they only give you access to 8. So 2,500, 8. You can see why it's a little bit better to go with Vendasta at first. Yext, I think, is the stronger company in this business. They have been around longer, and they do a really great job at it. But I think Vendasta is going to be a strong competitor for them. Offsite SEO and on-site SEO are the two big things. So offsite is simply building links, social bookmarking, article directories, getting websites to link back to your content. And then on-site SEO is meta tags, titles, descriptions, navigation, site content. You know, what is your business or what is your website actually saying to the to the interwebs about what your product or service provides? So that's basically it for SEO. I mean, don't stress so much about SEO. It really is not as difficult as you think. Do the time and the research to understand it. Don't listen to someone super techie, because they're not going to be able to explain. Listen to someone who has a business mentality and is simply just trying to give basically consultation on SEO. And last and final package is the $49.97 a month tier. It's not really the last package. I have an enterprise package. That's where if they want to spend over $5,000 a month, it usually gets to about the $10,000 mark a month once they get that big. But $49.97 is my last actual tiered package. So you can see here includes pollen season. I told you guys. Features are basically everything is the same. You're going to do website management at this level, and there's PPC. So those are the two big differences right there from what features are offered. Social media management, we're going to do up to 5 platforms at this tier. So they get to pick 5. And that's why you have to be, at this point, you have to be able to delegate things a lot better. And you have to be able to, work with other people in your organization. So services and features, Facebook, basically we changed the amount of posts that you thought that was coming. The ad spend stays the same, and you'll see why in a minute, because some of the budget now has to go to PPC. And then basically you're posting more on the fan page, and you're trying to do retargeting campaigns based off the page that you built. So retargeting is just taking the emails or the people that you get involved with this page and then sending them other advertisements. based on the company, based on the fan page and what product they're promoting. Instagram, same thing. Keep the ad spend at 100. I would recommend keeping it at this level if you're obviously going to be managing the page for them and it's going to be one of the prominent pages. 25 to 30 posts here. Everything else is the same. Google's basically still doing the same thing. You don't want to spend too much time on Google Plus. Just make sure it's running properly. YouTube, we're doing 2 to 4 videos, at least 2 videos a month now. So YouTube has to be a very important thing for them because that's going to take a lot of time and money if you're outsourcing it because you're doing revision and stuff like that. Video editing, if you have to pay for someone to shoot it for you, that kind of stuff. Website consulting, revisions, and management. All of the other things stay the same. Most people will still have a webmaster. I mean, so you don't necessarily have to do the management. You just say it's included if they need you to, but you don't have to. You can still just be consulting at this level, but you do want to be creating 2 to 3 articles a month for their blog. Email management, you're basically running everything from here. You're doing all of their automation, all of their drip campaigns and dispersal of email content. I would say at least set up some sort of strategy for response. So if you're receiving emails back for them, how are you responding to those emails? What rules do you have set up for basically what you're allowed to respond back to? That's pretty much it for email. PPC, you're going to be spending at least, and I wouldn't recommend going any lower. I wouldn't even recommend starting off with someone that has a $500 budget unless you're like in the suburbs. In a bigger inner city area, PPC budgets need to be at least $1,000 a month for them to be effective. And the reason why is because say you are just running a PPC campaign for somebody and it's not included in a bigger broad package, okay? The $1,000 that you make or that you charge them, you're going to pull off 25 to 30% of that as a management fee. That's included in my $5,000 package. I already consider a management fee. So if you do that, you have to think, okay, well, I'm taking off 25 to 30%, so I'm only going to make 250 to 300 bucks off of this. So that's the first thing. But then on the other side of it, the flip side is the customer is only spending $700 at that point on ads, which in a bigger city, ads run, you're going to, a cost per click is going to be in anywhere from the $20 to $30 range for some industries. It can be cheaper than that, but a lot of them, once they get competitive, are super high dollars. So you have to keep that in mind because that could be only 1 or 2 clicks. If you can see right here, daily ad spend of $20 to $30, that's not too many clicks a day. It's maybe 1 or 2 clicks a day. And that's why it's very expensive. So PPC, you can see it's why I don't include it basically until the last package because you have to have the budget for it to even be effective. I might even do more out of the 700 and maybe take some off of Facebook because usually if a company's focused on PPC, they might not be as focused on their Facebook ad budget. Maybe they're more direct. So doctors are really great. Lawyers are really great. Car dealerships do really great with PPC. And then SEO, we're doing everything. Tiered link structures, backlinks, article directory, social bookmarking, getting involved with local PR, trying to get them to maybe publish articles for you, and then listing and review sites. So you have to have relationships with public relations businesses or news media outlets, stuff like that. It really comes in handy. And that's pretty much it. I do a la carte type things. So if they wanted like a basic 4-page, 6-page website or e-commerce site, stuff like that. But I try not to focus on that. The only reason I would even do a website is because I can make $2,000 off of a website and really not have to put in too much work because all I do is take in all the information, put together the content in a document, images in a document, and then ship it out to the web developer and let them manage it. And then I pay them in the end. So it doesn't take a lot of time. That's why I'll do them. But it does. It can be worth it, but it's not something you want to focus on. All right. So that's pretty much it for website consulting or for website pricing. Can't get this right. That's it for pricing structures for your business or for your digital marketing agency. The $10,000 budget, if you do, or if you land an account that big, you're going to be spending a lot more money in PPC and Facebook. And I'm talking a lot more money. That's when you're doing basically everything that you can think of. You can even do banner ads and placement ads on websites if that's something that they think is going to be beneficial for them. But the more, overall reach that you can get, the better it's going to be for the business. So keep those things in mind. And if you guys have any questions about this, please feel free to leave them in the comments below, and I'll respond to them as best I can. But try to keep it basic. Don't go too heavy into it. Don't get too involved. It really is as easy as it looks right here. Okay, and feel free to look through this video several times. I'm not going to be able to send out my templates, stuff like that. I don't send out internal documents, but you can see everything that I've done here and rewatch the video. That's why I do these videos. So watch the video as many times as you need to set up your business. Leave comments if you have comments. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, make sure you're subscribing below. Follow me on Snapchat too. I really like getting messages from you guys there. It's a lot easier to do a quick response on Snapchat if I need to. So if you haven't followed me there, follow me at Serial ENT, and I hope to hear from you guys soon, and I hope this video helps. But for now, I'm going to get going, get some more work done. Serial Entrepreneur out.